Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Art Maxing on Adobe Live, the only game show on Adobe Live. Today's going to be a really exciting episode. I'm really excited because we have someone that I think I've been wanting to have on the show for a while. And if you're not familiar with their work, you definitely should check them out. It's Carra. Carra, welcome to the show.
Hello. I'm excited to be here.
Excited to have you. Do you want to let people know kind of like what you do, who you are, where we could potentially find you if we want to follow up after the show?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name's Carra Sykes, and you can find me at Carra Sykes on pretty much everywhere on the internet. Um, I am based in Brenham, Texas, which is a small town known for making ice cream, and I'm a designer, illustrator, mama, and I have lots of hobbies.
Amazing. A fellow nerd, if I'm not mistaken. Someone who loves some
Yes.
nerdy stuff. And I'm seeing already in chat that people are very familiar with you, so no intro required. We have Sean Kossel saying hi, Kara. Great meeting you at Max. Cody saying hi. Cody also saying good to see Kara back on Adobe Live. It is good to see you back
Hi.
on Adobe Live. It's an absolute blast. A little bit of a different format today, but where is everyone calling in from? Let us know, where you're tuning in, how you're spending your morning, afternoon, or evening. Appreciate it that you're doing it with us. It's really nice. I have Delicate Type, previous contestant on the show. Welcome to the show. Thanks for popping in. So, for those unfamiliar, Art Maxing is an Adobe game show all about creators earning points for doing things that they enjoy. And we're changing up a little bit of the flow over these past 3 episodes, a little different from the past 9 episodes. And we're doing some mini games to kind of do some warm ups and some refreshers. Kara, do you think you're ready for our first segment of the show?
I'm pumped.
Let's go. All right. So the first segment is Command Z. Command Z is essentially a mini game where I'm going to read out a shortcut to you. The audience will see that shortcut pop up on their screen, and they'll have an opportunity to participate. You'll have an opportunity to guess. You can phone a friend in the audience, and I'll give you a little hint. If you get a little stumped, I can give you a little hint. So I'll go ahead and pop up that keys question right now for the audience. So our shortcut today is for Illustrator. Spoiler, we're working in Illustrator today. And it is Option Shift Command V.
Shift Command V.
Yeah, this one's a bit of a hard one. I'll give it that. But, you
Is
can ask
it
some leading questions. We can also have some people guess in the chat. But yeah,
is it pasting with format, or like it's like pasting with format or something, like when you want to paste text and then it like does it the same as what you have maybe?
so I'm seeing some people guessing the same thing. You're so close, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of a hint. I'm not gonna call
Okay.
it out yet. I see Stian, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, saying paste in place. Um, you said pasting in format. You're so close. So we know Command V is paste, right? We know that Shift Command V is paste in place, but Option Shift Command V does something a little different. Someone's saying paste in front. That's not quite it. It's not paste in back. I will give you a big hint. A big hint. It's very relevant to the audience can't see this, but to what you have on your Illustrator right now. Specifically, the layout of things that you have on your Illustrator right now.
Does it have to do something with art?
It does. It does.
Okay. uh, I don't know, is it like new artboard or something?
You're
No,
so
I don't
close. You're
know.
so
I've never
close.
used this. I've never used this
That
one.
is
If
totally okay. I mean, this is what this warm up is about. I think we stumped some people in the audience too, so you are not alone. Ooh, Clever actually got it. You know what? I
what is
like
it? Let
this.
me know.
So I'm gonna give you a point because someone in the audience got it because I like it that way. It's pasted on all artboards. It's
Oh, no
very
way.
convenient. Yeah. So Option Shift Command V paste on all
Wait,
artboards.
I've never
It's
done that.
sweet that someone got it in chat. Good guess, Clever. That's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this keys question. But yeah, it's useful specifically for the artboard that you have set up here, and very fun. But that's our segment. That's our Command Z segment. So I guess we can go ahead and start getting prepped for our more familiar segment, which is actually us just drawing First, of course, I need to let everyone know that you do have some secret prompts. If you're unfamiliar with the show, our guests cannot see these secret prompts. These are things that, if they hit, we will throw that little plus icon on the board and they will know that they got the point. I'll let you know. And the audience will be able to see kind of these secret objectives. And also, we have about 30 minutes. Is that everything? Yeah, we gotta of course say what you're doing. So I'm gonna go ahead and swap over to our drawing screen. And yeah, your objective today, Carra, is to draw some things around your house. Simple, easy, and fun. So much opportunity to explore. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some time on the clock, about 30 minutes, and just let you get right into telling us what your inspiration is. Are you ready?
Yes, my heart is beating really fast.
You got it. You got it. Don't even worry about it. You're gonna crush it. So 3, 2, 1. Drawing timer is on. Walk us through.
Oh, yes. Hello. So, one of the things I like to do when I am like, what do I need to draw? I don't know. There's so many things. I'll like take photos of things around my house and then play with those. And then you never know where it's going to take you. It could take you like really literal, or it could take you very playful. I usually like to lean into playful. So here's some things around our house. So we got this like rocket ship, what's that called? Lava lamp, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
And now
so
it's in
cool.
in my son's room. And then we've got the stormtrooper here. Um, then we've got this like plant vase without anything in it, this
I like this
horse, and
horse, the brass horse.
yes, we found that at Goodwill at some point. We like to collect things like that. And then this little lamp.
I
So,
also love that lamp. It's IKEA, right?
yes, we just got
Beauty.
it. We saw it and we couldn't leave without it. They have it in blue, yellow, and like maybe black and white too.
Can I
But
show you a lamp that I have up on
ugh,
my desk board real
yes,
quick? I
yes.
think you and the audience will like it. Are you a blind box person? Do you like blind boxes?
Is that when you order something and you don't know what
Like
it is?
these little Smithskis, like these guys.
Oh yeah, like mystery boxes.
So this is
Yeah.
my birthday gift for my wife. Got a little Smithski lamp.
Oh, it's so
I love it.
cute.
It's kind of blinking. Yeah, I
Oh
love
my
it. I love it.
gosh.
I love it. We love funky
Yes.
lamps in this house.
Oh, I didn't realize I had two pictures of plants now that we're saying that. So I guess it's that we just revealed that about
Some
me
cool
and
sketches.
you. I love that. Yes. So I drew these. I took these into Photoshop and then use the symmetry tool there on some of these because my hand is not that steady. Like I try.
Mm.
And what's great is I use that for this one right here and this one right here for this one, and then I took it off and did that, and then so I actually like traced these, but kind of went with my gut and just kind of like made the horse have just these two
Yeah.
legs, so it's like giving a different perspective, and then kind of like played with it there. Another thing I like to do around the house is take pictures of moments that like have color palettes that I think are really
So
lovely.
cute.
Yeah, this one is my son likes to line up his cars in different ways. They are watching a movie at some point with him. And so this was really cool. So I actually ended up like playing with this one and posting this on LinkedIn. But then this one, other one, we were at a thrift store and he was like touching these boxes of records, and I was like, oh, that's really lovely.
Oh,
So
that's so cool.
I thought we could play, since I work for a gaming company, and they sell dice and other tabletop RPG
Yeah.
stuff. I was gonna roll a dice, a D20, a die, I guess you say, to pick a color palette. Now, this one I'm a little less excited about. I'm like a little nervous about this one, and this one I'm more excited about. So
Wait,
if
this
I
is
roll high,
so cool.
so I am a little nervous that I'll get the second. I'm not gonna roll that well, but I did roll this one a few times. So let's see.
Yeah. This is not
Oh
something
my
we planned, by
gosh,
the way. Oh
are you
no, what
kidding
was
me?
it? Was it nat
I
20?
got a nat one.
No way.
I think the universe wants me to
Listen,
struggle
they're
on
listening
this
out.
game show.
That's so funny. A nat 1?
Well, let's do that. Let's use these colors.
No
Let's just
way.
go for it. So what I'm gonna
That's
do here,
so funny. We didn't plan this, by the way. That's such a fun
and this
idea,
is my like
Kara.
Elsa. It looks like
That's so
Elsa
cool.
dice right here, or die. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I
yeah.
always say the wrong
Oh,
plural, whatever.
dude, you're
Um,
fine.
So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna show y'all how I do this. I don't know. We're gonna do a little group here. I'm gonna call it bad colors,
Yeah.
even though we're gonna try not to. And I'm gonna convert them to global because I typically do that. One that's
Hmm.
like that way if since I don't love this color palette, in the future I can actually change the colors pretty easily. So they've got these little
Absolutely.
like
Oh, you're so
corners here.
organized. It's so nice. Also, I just want to call out some things in the chat real quick as you're kind of organizing your colors. We have Dopegasm in chat, a regular viewer of the show. Thanks for popping by again today, saying, "Oh, this one is going to be great. She seems so fun. She is fun." I
Aw,
also
thank you.
have, I love that she finds art in the smallest moments. Wow. Annika, friend of the show and friend of Adobe, saying, "Hey, Jacob and Cara. Hello, Annika. Welcome to the show." And Monica saying, "Ooh, the game show's secret objective. It's like we have the cheat codes. You guys do have the cheat codes. You guys know what's
Let me
happening."
know what the secret objective is. Just
Just spam in the
kidding. I'm
chat.
not supposed to know.
Don't spam in the chat. No, I'm kidding. This
Now
is
I'm
so
like,
cool.
I haven't done this in front of people in a while, so I'm like, ugh.
That's okay. I
But
mean, we're here to have fun. It's no stress. I mean, and my favorite part about like these segments too, especially to highlight kind of we talked about this prior to us going live, is every single person has a bit of a different process, and you're the first person on the show. Maybe some astute viewers would see that's using a tablet, a Wacom
yes.
tablet. And do you want to like talk us up, because you said this is kind of not newer per se, but something that's like you've been implementing more into your workflow, like what that kind of looked
Oh
like for you?
yeah. It's this specifically using this tablet is very new for me. I used to use my iPad
Mm-hmm.
all the time, and I would connect it through this program called AstroPad. And I still do that
Yes.
for like traveling, but right now this like setup is so different for me too. I'm left-handed, so like I was
Oh.
trying to figure out like where should I hit my keyboard? How should I do this? And I got this like remote too, but I haven't memorized it, so I didn't bring it on today.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, um, and I accidentally, and it's strange with the pen, I actually had to turn off one of this bottom buttons because the way I hold it, I kept hitting it and it kept doing like different commands that I didn't want it to do. And I was like, hey, why does
That
this
is
keep
very
happening?
relatable.
But right now, I'm gonna switch over to using the pencil tool. I think I learned this from like I watched like Adam the illustrator do use the
Yes.
pencil tool, and I had always done the brush tool, but I actually really like the pencil tool because you
Get it
can
all
still do this on the
smooth.
brush tool, but for some reason when I did the brush tool, I'd always get this like brush that looks like jeans. I don't know if y'all ever get that one,
The denim
but it
brush.
always did this. It always gave me this one. And it's like a default one that they have denim seam. And every time I'd use the brush tool, I'd have to like go, I don't know what it is. If anyone out there
Yeah,
knows
let us
how to stop that from
know.
happening,
How do you
let me
change
know.
the default? We have Bliss Art in chat saying I'm currently on XP hyphen pen to do something in Illustrator, and Cody said lefties in chat. Oh, two lefties in chat. Very nice, very nice. Someone said they thought you were drawing with the mouse.
Oh, I draw with everything, like literally whatever I have in that moment, I will do. Now, this setup, I'll use this tablet, but like
Mm-hmm.
if I have to, I'll draw with the mouse, I'll draw with the trackpad, and I'm
Oh,
doing it with my right hand.
you're so
That's the
brave.
crazy part. Like I will go with my other hand when I'm using those other um things.
Yeah, yeah,
It,
yeah.
I guess things would be the word. And so it's really strange because I'll like shift over to doing that. So one great thing about being left-handed, while you can actually like have your sketchbook here and like use the mouse with
Mm-hmm.
your right hand and like multitask in that way. I'm not good at multitasking, but
Me neither. I've got the bad ADHD, unfortunately, not the good one. Also, Kara, I have to say, for the again, people paying attention, you got another point on the board because you already hit one of your secret objectives, which is using the pencil
what?
tool.
No way.
Yeah, you're talking about using it and like be like, I think I'm gonna switch over to the pencil. I'm like, please hit it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we're what? We're 8 minutes into the drawing segment and you've already got 2 points on the board. You're crushing it.
I don't want to
crushing it.
tell you, but I am very competitive. So when I knew I was coming on this show, I was like, don't show everyone your competitiveness, but
You can be as
it's
competitive
showing.
as you want. I love it. I love some friendly competitiveness. We also are working on a leaderboard. I'm not the best animator, but I'm working in After Effects to kind of like get a leaderboard
No
up and running. So I
way.
think it'd be a lot of fun to remind people of like, oh, these were our last guests. They came on, new ones, things like that. Lefty, so use pen with the left hand, mouse with right. I'm a hybrid. Wow, so many lefty. Wait, can we get a
Lefty
poll in
cat.
chat to see who's left-handed and right-handed? Because I feel like we have a lot of left-handed people. If you could, one of the mods, who's our mod for today? Cody. Cody, if you could throw a little poll in chat, seeing who's left and right-handed. That's so funny,
Ah,
man.
oh no. What did I do? Command Z. Um, I also love doing it's wait, Shift C, and it
Yeah.
gives you this little like. So what I do is like straight points here, and then you're like, oh wait, let's do something like this. What I like to use Illustrator a little more like I do like my work to feel a little more hand-on now.
Mm-hmm,
When I'm
mm-hmm.
doing some of these, I am kind of like being a perfectionist today, but like I do love creating vectors that don't feel like they're necessarily like
Yeah.
I think when people think Illustrator, they're like, oh, Illustrator's like so like pixel perfect, but I like it to feel like
Yeah.
human molding it kind of thing. Um,
We had a word for that on
Gypsy.
the last show. I can't remember what
Ooh.
it's called, but it's like I always want to go to tactile. That's not the word. It's like um oh gosh, why is my brain frying today? It's like when you things are more like, hand done, I guess. I should just look this up. I don't know why I'm not just like
It's
looking this
not
up.
organic, is it?
No, it's another
Because
word.
that word was like the buzzword in
Uh
uh design for a while.
but yeah, so the shift C kind of curves your angles a little bit, which I think is very useful.
This is like I feel like I'm actually like have I'm like, what am I doing? I'm doing this in front of people. It's been so long.
No, I mean it's always a little more stressful when you are, designing in front of people, but it's nice cuz like our audience is just very like, they just want to learn analog. Sorry, not to totally cut it off.
Analog.
Monica, analog. Stan said authentic. That was close. That's also what I was thinking. Yes, Monica, analog. Thank you. Analog art in digital art is what I was trying to say. Because there's so many different ways to do that, I feel like, especially in Illustrator. And it's difficult. It's difficult to find that balance.
The
So,
word difficult reminds me of we watch a lot of Bluey in our house
oh,
and
nice.
what was it? Bingo says difficult, like
Difficult.
tricky and difficult together.
That's
I
so
think that's the word.
cute. So
It's so
I
cute.
as some people may not know about you, you do have some little ones in the home, which is so sweet. So I have to ask, do you have like a favorite art style of a kid show that you watch with your kids?
Ooh, ooh. I'm trying to think.
There's a lot. I feel like it's a very different world for cartoons these days.
Yeah, I do like they came out with Tangled, this like a Tangled series, so like the
Whoa.
movie Tangled and the cartoon like style that they use is like really lovely. Um, I like that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
As soon as you said TV shows for kids, my brain went and like totally
No,
like I
that's
was like
fair.
forgot literally everything we watched, which is funny because now we pretty much only watch kid shows. Like when I
Yeah.
watch adult shows now, I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, this is too stressful.
It feels yeah.
Although I'm not gonna have any spoilers, but we just finished Severance.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, and that was like, I'm like, okay, what are we gonna watch now?
White Lotus. Just
Oh
kidding.
yeah, that is on the list. That's on the list.
It's
That
brutal.
and what's this other one? Well, I love the Silo that finished,
I
which
haven't
is
seen that.
I like dystopian shows. I don't know why.
Anybody
I'm
in
usually like a
chat?
pretty happy person.
Yeah, I mean, it's because you're so happy. You gotta feel something, you know? Anybody in chat want to drop any shows that they're watching? Looks like 60% of our chat is right handed, 40% is left handed, which is actually a much larger margin than I would have expected, to be honest.
They say that, and this is doesn't mean that if you're right-handed you're not creative, but they say that left-handed people are typically pretty creative.
Hey, listen, it's because of that brain, right? Delicate Type says Severance is so good. Stian says Silo was great. Delicate Type also saying I'm watching Dexter, and Monica asking if we've seen Mickey 17. I have.
I want to see it. I
I
want to
loved
see it. The
it.
preview looked really cool and wild.
It's very
Yes.
funny.
And
Like
I think like seeing Rob Pattinson in roles like that is just super fun.
he is such a diverse actor. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Like he's so like thinking of did you end up seeing The Boy and the Heron, that new Studio Ghibli
I
movie?
didn't. I didn't. I want to. It was because it was like not kid friendly, so
That's fair.
like
That's fair. It's very scary.
we
Like
didn't get to
actually,
go. But yeah, I do want to see it. Was he a voice actor in that?
he was the heron. He's the crazy, deep, like cackly voice.
Oh
Isn't
my
that wild? Like
gosh.
unrecognizable. Dopegasm saying I'm rewatching Atlanta. Jeffrey saying
Oh,
he's watching
Atlanta.
Survival of the Thickest. I'm not familiar with that one. So cool. So I'm over here yapping about all these all these shows, and you're making some crazy progress. I see we're kind of like pulling some shapes and things together. Do you typically use like clipping masks to kind of keep things in, or like what is your process out from this point usually?
Oof. I should be doing the more like clipping masks and stuff, but I'm like a shape builder girly, like
Yeah,
which means I can never get it back unless I think there is a way to do it. What is it? Like shift? You do like there's something that you can do. What is
uh,
there's like a special thing you can do with Pathfinder that's kind of cool.
mm,
Where is
you're
that?
behind. You're
Pathfinder.
in like way ahead of the game than what I can do because as soon as the Pathfinder comes up, I panic, like fully start panicking.
You can actually hit like wait, you can do shift and it will like not
Like delete the shapes or something.
there's like a yeah, not a it's called like non-obstructive something
I
like
think I
that
know what
where
you're
like you
talking
get to
about.
keep it and it won't go away, which is really nice, but I'm always like a shift and like let's cut this stuff. And
Yeah.
in a little bit I'll try to show like how I do shadows. Like I typically will do crazy colors first and then
Mm-hmm.
like kind of like work my way into like what my actual like palette look will be. I like to get that like I'm not even hitting this right, but that's because I'm so used to like I'm used to looking at this computer.
Right.
I'll like drag my screen between the two, but right now I'm only sharing the Wacom
Yeah,
tablet
that's
screen,
totally
so I don't want
fair.
to do that. But um and that way I can actually like zoom in and see that's not touching and
Yeah.
that would bother me a lot. And so this is like
That's that
I'll just
pixel
zoom on
perfect
over here.
magic right there.
Bloop, 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 bloop. Go on over
It's
here.
got to be much more
Right?
convenient with the tablet. I have to say, it's probably much more in detail. I'd imagine.
I feel like I've I'm still like I don't even know if I'm doing it right because I'm like so far away, but we'll just
There you go.
pretend like
Yeah,
those are touching there.
they look great. I think it
Yeah.
looks great. Also, I figured I'd let you know, just because I know we've been having our little yap sesh. We've been enjoying the chat. We're about halfway through, so we've got about
Gosh.
13 or 12 minutes left, but no pressure. Go at your own pace because we're here to have a good time. So we're kind of using this is a little bit of a different technique than the first drawing that we did. We're doing the whole outline in with a pencil
Yes.
tool.
Yes. I wanted to kind of have a few options, like some that were like my using shapes and then something that's a little more freeform, like this horse. I'm actually gonna bring down the smoothing because I was making it too smooth.
Oh, okay.
And I usually like to keep it selected so I can go ahead and change the color if the color's on there.
That
Some
makes
of these
sense.
things I just wing it. I'm like, I do a lot of research because I do love like knowing all of the tools. And one of my favorite things is I hope it shows. Does it show the tooltips on
Yeah,
here?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I love
Um,
this.
it's so cool. Like this is one of my favorite pieces of like these desktop versions, like being able to hover over the tool, see the tooltip, and like they've changed over the years, and I really love whoever directed this beautiful job because these
Yeah.
are incredible. Like the work that goes behind it,
Shouts out to
seeing it,
you.
getting the visuals, it's just so helpful. So if y'all are ever struggling, like, what does this tool mean? Or you're curious, you're like,
Hmm.
ooh, the curvature. Like I still haven't played around a lot with that.
I
And let's see.
exclusively use the curvature tool in Illustrator for all of my
No way.
illustrations, and it's a nightmare. But like, I just
Let's
can't
see.
can't
Oh gosh.
use it for anything else. Oh, sorry,
Oh,
Stan. You
see.
asked what the shape builder tool is. Yeah, the shape builder tool is, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm not sitting in front of Illustrator right now. There's
I
like a
can
few
show.
different settings for it, right?
Yes. So let's just pretend like I'm like, oh, I
Whoa.
want this to be like together or not. And
Yeah.
it Shift M. I don't know if that's also on a PC, but on a Mac, it's Shift M. And you see how like it's saying
Right.
plus. So I can like boop, make that into a shape. Or if I want to get rid of that, I hit Option and I click it out. So it kind of gives you Pathfinder options, but in a more like
Like
organic
yeah,
way.
or like condensed, kind of like it's a little more less what's the word? Less like, I guess organic is the word. More analog. This is the word of the day, everyone. More analog. Oh, Cian said that they thought we asked about it earlier, but it looks like a couple people are appreciating the demo. Monica in chat saying the shape builder tool changed the way I work in Illustrator. Also, the iPad version is so good. I haven't used the iPad version of Illustrator yet.
I need to play with it more. When it first came out, I played with it a lot and I really liked it.
They made some
I
major updates, I think.
Yeah, and I think so the radial tool was on there before it was on desktop, which
Hmm.
was super fun to play with. And if you're ever like, I need some, oh, I have the touch on here. So this is something I'm learning too. Like I don't love the touch on the tablet. I think I'm gonna take it off. Um, because every time I like skim, you can kind of see on there that I don't know if you can see, but there's like a dot right here.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
I see
from when I
that.
was working in Photoshop, and it I guess like every time I touch the screen slightly, it would like use the brush on different places. And if you're working on a client project, you really don't want that to happen because it's like you if it's going to print and then they see this is
You don't
the
want those random floaters.
no. Let's see. Well, you want to be like a red horse. That's kind of cool.
Love it.
Um, I want
This
to
is cute.
show how I do like a shadow. So I'm gonna try
Yeah.
to be quick with this because let's see. Let's give you some hair.
Yeah, you still got
Everyone in
about
the kingdom wants this hair.
you still got about 8 minutes, so you're good.
8 minutes. Let's options like that. Okay.
Ah, so that's
Sometimes
how you
I
remove those.
also,
Gotcha.
yeah, and sometimes I also don't love like the it being like right on there, so I'll like take some of these. And I'll just like
Get a little
kind
overprint.
of bring it up, yeah, because I don't
Yeah.
always like when it's like exactly what I got there now. We're just not gonna worry about being perfect because I've heard it said that perfect's boring, and I don't
Yes.
really want to be boring today.
The
Or
word of the
another day, but
day.
like I like to be boring. Oh, what is the word of
Analog.
the day? Oh,
Analog. We got to keep it
I was
analog.
like, did I get a point?
No, well,
No.
you did actually. I was waiting for a time to cut in. You actually did get a point. And I don't know if the audience can see this, but one of your secret objectives was saving your file more than once. And I've seen it kind of flicker, do that little like
Yep.
save thing. So I know you've been intermittently saving it. And that's just a point that we all should strive on getting when we're working on designs.
Something kind of cool on the Wacom Wacom tablet is that like it they have a short key on there that you can do for saving. I know it's
Oh,
like
that's
Command
nice.
S for on the keyboard, but if actually on the pen you can actually have it. Um, but I don't have it.
It's nice to
But
just click a button so you don't really have to think about it, you know?
yeah,
I can't
I
tell you
am
how
very
many.
thankful for like recovery files.
Oh, yeah. I can't tell you how many art files I have that are untitled dot slash recovered, untitled 1095 dot slash recover. Dude, it's crazy. It's so bad. I never save my work. I'm the worst graphic designer, 100%.
The worst is when you save it the wrong way, like it's a
Oh,
different one,
yeah.
and then it like you save it and you exit the program and you're like, oh my gosh, I accidentally did the one where I had like outlined the text or like outlined something, and then
Devastating.
your heart just like, oh, I have to do all that work again, which sometimes is
Devastating.
good because sometimes you need to, but
Yeah. I have been addicted to Fresco lately, so my workflow has been a lot different.
oh,
Um,
yeah.
and it's been a lot of fun to experiment with that and then bring it into Illustrator. Sean says plus 1 point for Jacob. Thanks, Sean.
I
That's so
don't
funny.
know why I said, oh, yeah, like, I think I'm just used to talking to kids all
No, no,
day.
no. Like
Like,
absolutely.
oh.
Like, I understood the sentiment 100% because like Fresco is like I feel like the beast, right? Like it's definitely one of the ones that people talk about a lot, but not as many illustrators have made the switch to. If you haven't, I highly, highly suggest it simply for the fact of being able to use vector brushes. Like
Oh, yeah,
that
yeah,
alone
yeah.
is incredible. Also, shout out to the guy that I learned it all from, Chris Piazak. He was on one of the shows on Wednesday, one of the community shows that comes on Wednesday last week or 2 weeks ago. He is the one stop shop for Fresco, 100%. Dude's incredible.
I follow Chris on YouTube.
Yeah, I love his YouTube videos. I just discovered him pretty recently.
I am always listening to YouTube or watching it
Me too.
while I work.
Me too.
Like I look back to I have such a different like I have like art people I follow and then I have like lifestyle people I follow and like it's just it's all over the place. But I've been following people for gosh, like some people for like 10 years.
Yeah, I mean it's when they make consistent content, it's nice to consume it. I see that we're doing some shadows, working with some transparency.
We are. So something I like to do now, I don't think y'all are, this is like showing my style fully. I have a few different styles that I do. Like I have some that are like more like this, where it's like very like color blocked, vectory, and then I have
Yeah,
some that are like really hand drawn, gritty, not necessarily gritty, but the like I made my own brush in Photoshop and like use that a lot for
textures and.
projects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, but I'll do this thing where I'll take a color and make the shadow, and then sometimes I don't know, sometimes printing stuff doesn't always love transparency.
Right.
So what I'll do is it's kind of crazy,
I'm
but I'll
excited.
screenshot the screen and then I'll paste that into here and I'll eyedropper. And then from there, I'll like either make the color a little more vibrant, like
Mm-hmm.
I'll play with the colors in that way. Like something I do with colors a lot too is I worked for this newspaper called the Good Newspaper, and we print every month. And so you actually have to use CMYK, and
Oh
so
yeah.
I'll like go in there and play with the numbers there, and you actually can't go past a certain number of them added up together, or else like it will like bleed through the paper and it will ruin it. So
Mm-hmm.
like I've actually like trained my brain to like think in that way. And I do that with a lot of my digital work too, even though we're working in RGB. But like sometimes you can get more vibrant colors if you play with these.
Yeah.
So like I wanted to like play with that and make it like a little bit more vibrant there. But instead of doing it there, let's go on over to global colors. Um,
Oh, I'm loving this.
so I don't know, give a color
Uh,
that you
bl-
might want to change it to.
blue.
All right, so let's like make that blue.
This
So,
is sick.
what's great about global colors
Oh,
is
nice.
It changes everything. So
Wait, I
like
didn't know that.
so you don't have to do like this thing where sometimes you come over
Yeah.
here, select same appearance or fill color. This is really helpful too. Select same fill color, and then it will select everything that's the
Wait,
exact
that's
same fill color.
huge.
But global colors, yeah, you're gonna if you're not using global colors, um, this is gonna use them. It's so lovely because I can like let's just say like we were saying, I wasn't happy with this color
Yeah,
palette.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and we want to get rid of this teal. Let's make it a blue. So I can actually, if I wanted to, I could be
Yeah.
like, okay, I want it to be like 70% cyan. Let's do like 15% magenta and like zero yellow and zero black. I don't love this blue, but it changes all of them in so if you're working on a file that has like so many different things and a client's
Hmm.
like I just don't like that yellow, can you make
Yeah.
it more of a green? You can like go in there and instead of having to like make sure you select everything that was that yellow, you can actually do it on here.
I
um
think I'm going to use that for my next TikTok video. And what a good place of a stopping point because we actually just ran out of time for
oh
that
my
segment. I
goodness.
know it went by so fast, but we got so many good tips. I feel like amazing ways to kind of show this workflow. Obviously, we didn't get fully into what we wanted to, but little little birdie told me that there might be a place where you can see more of your work, which I'm assuming would probably be your Instagram or your portfolio website as well, right?
Yes, yeah. My website and my Instagram has I like go back and forth between posting work and like posting
Hmm,
live.
hmm.
But definitely my website, which needs to also be updated.
No, no,
But
I totally relate to that 100%. And also too, of course, I want to call this out. We do have a Discord. So, there's going to be opportunity, if Kara feels like it, we can drop the finished product in the Discord or we can just talk about what we learned today. But don't leave yet. Don't leave yet
don't
because
leave yet.
we have a whole nother segment. I'm going to move over to this guest and host, and it might do the first segment again because I think I forgot to turn it off. It did, which is hilarious, but I'm going to turn it off now. So, this is actually a different segment. First of all, Kara, I want to say thank you so much for showing us how to do your workflow. I hope you had a good time drawing.
Yes. So much fun. I love it. I love teaching anything I can teach.
And you've packed so much information in such a short amount of time. Like I know that maybe for you, like not finishing, I know that feeling of like not finishing. It's frustrating, but like the amount of tools and tips that we learned in that time frame is just like insanity. Like I couldn't even imagine trying to like implement that all in the time frame that I would have been given. But this is my favorite part. So, for those of you that are unfamiliar with the show, with the new format of the show, this is our final segment, which is called For Future Reference. And this is all about you. This is all about your art journey, some things about your work. And I have some questions for you to get some points on the board. So, if you're ready for that. Oh, also, I should mention you got a point for having a good time. So, easy
Yay!
layup point, but
Yes.
well deserved because you taught us all so much. But yes, I have some questions for you. I have three, all kind of spanning different journeys of your art career. And we still have about 20 minutes. So feel free to expand, talk on these things as much or as little as you want. And we can just have a conversation with the chat and with each other. Are you ready for those questions?
I am ready. I was
Sweet.
born ready.
Born ready. So, uh, just like most people, I would say a good majority of people, I see that you're a Harry Potter fan, and so am I. I'm a Harry Potter fan. I'm like some of the stuff that's being created. Maybe not some of the new stuff, but some of the stuff. And I was pleasantly surprised when I was scrolling through your work, specifically your blog section of your portfolio, and I saw a fun little mascot you made. This little badger,
Yes.
very cute,
Yes.
very fun. So my question for you is a little warm up question. What was the house for that badger?
Well, it's funny. As soon as you started talking about the blog post, I was like, one, I don't post on my blog like ever. I should get
It's an
back
older
on
one.
that. It's like they're like TikTok, Instagram,
Oh,
Substack, all these places. I'm like, portfolio blog, not
yeah.
high up on my list. But it is a Hufflepuff Badger, yes, and
You freaking nailed it.
I am in Hufflepuff,
Oh,
yes,
you're a
yes,
Hufflepuff?
yes, I
Nice, nice. I am a
am.
Gryffindor. Don't want to brag or anything. No, I'm kidding. I'd rather be a
That's
Slytherin,
so
I think.
Gryffindor. That's so
Yeah.
Gryffindor of you.
Absolutely. Well, I kind of want to expand on this, like maybe not necessarily the blog saying since it's not been updated as much as you would like. Oh, seeing some Go Hufflepuffs and Badgers are great in the chat. We have some Harry Potter fans in the chat. Um, but uh, so Monica called out your Behance, and this is something again we talked about before the show. Something that I feel like is very, very well curated. They said her Behance has some really cool stuff. Do you want to like talk about your process of kind of presenting your work in a way of like unwrapping it? Because I feel like that process is difficult for the uninformed, unfamiliar.
Yeah, portfolio presentation is always hard because it's like I feel like I hold myself to like a really high standard, sometimes too high. And it's like I see people's beautiful portfolios where they have like these mock-ups and like I'm working with Texas A&M has this visual school and I'm going to be judging some stuff and I've seen
Oh,
some of the kids'
nice.
portfolios and like they mock them up and they make these beautiful pieces and when you do work in digital work a lot and it's not actual physical stuff, it can be really hard to figure out how do I present this.
Hmm.
Um, and so I think like uh, I am trying to do an overhaul of my site, not necessarily my Behance. I'll probably keep it the same it is as it is and just add to it.
Hmm.
But some advice I got when I was on a job search for a while, and some advice I got from a friend was like show the work, like really show it
Yeah.
in like a in a not necessarily tangible, but like in a like what's the word? Case studies kind of way where you like
Yeah.
see it. So I kind of live in this world between like illustration, fine arts, and design. So like I'm kind of like stretching myself like this, trying to find like balance. But a lot of times it's like I'll show the work, uh, and then I'll try to think of another creative way to show it. So
Right.
like the pins that I have that we were talking about earlier
Hmm.
before the call, like I showed them kind of like sprawled out on a thing, and this was all digitally done. I haven't photographed them. I have them. I
Yeah.
haven't. So what I'm saying is be kind to yourself, have
Yes.
fun, and find like explore different ways. Look at people's work that you admire and maybe like be like, oh, they mocked it up this way. I can try that. And then you'll like find how to do it.
Well,
Um,
half the fun is the discovery, right? And I feel like we
mhm.
get very lost in the discovery. And I think that's where uh you talking about having the Texas A&M like the that seeing them create their portfolios. I think that's where especially in school and as a younger designer, it's easier to it's harder to lose that, if that makes sense. Like as you become more seasoned and developed as a designer, you have a style and you have a way that you want to do things and you have color studies and all these things. But when you move into like when you're just getting started, you're like, oh, it's free range, like I can just do whatever I want. And I feel like that's in some degree, I didn't go to art school, so I definitely can't make this claim. This is like an asterisk claim, but I feel like that is encouraged in art school is to explore avenues, take different classes, do different things, do 3D, 2D, visual, animation, analog, all that type of stuff, which is I feel like worth capturing in your portfolio too, right? Like people want to see the sketch.
Yeah, it's so hard to like curate your portfolio too because like what I found uh what brought out a lot of insecurities in me was when I lost my job last year and I
Mm-hmm.
had to like feel like I had to present a certain way like because I worked as a design director and like on projects in tech and like that's very different than my Carra Sykes artist like Carra Sykes illustrator. I also have this like other like very um like organized and structured version of myself that led a team, and then I have like my whimsical side. That's like how I've gotten work with clients as like an artist and an illustrator. So um, to be honest, I'm still trying to figure out like how to present myself on my site, because there's that part of
Mm-hmm.
me that was like, I don't want it to lose its whimsy, but I also like at the time really needed to like present very like
Formally,
design
kind of.
directory. So
Mm-hmm.
I think like and that's a place of like rediscovering that joy and like that confidence in yourself, and like I think it's just like it's something that I constantly am like, I'll look back, I'll be like, I'm so proud of this. And then other days I'm like,
Yeah.
more.
You know, the best advice I heard was from a creator, and they said if you look back at your work and you're like, man, this sucks, it means you grew. It means that you
Oh,
grew, and your art is even, um, even better. Like, even better than what you expected it to be 2 months ago, 3 months ago, and you're always growing. I have some comments in the chat. Monica saying, I graduated from Texas A&M. Texas A&M
oh,
mentioned. Very nice, very
that's
nice.
awesome.
And Clever saying, I wandered off. Was this great? I bet this was great. Also, yay, Badgers. Well, you came back at a good time, Clever. Right now, we're talking kind of about uh, Carra and, talking about the creative experience, portfolios. And we're actually, I guess that's as good as time as ever since you're just coming back to go on to the next question for you, the next opportunity to get a point. This one is kind of relevant to what we're doing right now. Live streaming. You live streamed back in the day pretty frequently, I would say, when Adobe first got off of its ground. So got some experience, probably more experience than me, I would imagine. So my question is kind of referring again to that Behance and some live streaming that you've done. One of my favorite things about your Behance is the way that you lay out work that you've done for other people or work that you've just done for fun. I feel like that's something that we lose a lot. So my question for you is, which of these characters did you not draw in a live stream? So this is what is presented to the public. Okay. So I'm sure you've done many works on live streams, but specifically to the public, even more specifically on your Behance. Um, this is an A, B, C answer. So you have multiple choice. So a stormtrooper. B, a juice box. Or C, a potted plant.
Wait a second. Is this a trick question? Because I feel like I did all of those.
It's a bit of a trick question. Specifically, I will
Oh,
specify
did I
a
draw? I know I drew a potted plant, and I thought I drew a stormtrooper, but maybe I didn't.
I will specify. I specifically said potted plant in a pot.
I have drawn potted plants recently, or not recently. I think oh, did I not post it on? Was it in a vase? Oh, I'm gonna go with potted plant.
You freaking nailed it.
Okay.
It was in a cowboy boot. It was a bit of a trick
Okay,
question. So it was
okay.
flowers in a cowboy boot, not necessarily um in a vase. Yeah, I was being a little sneaky. I'm sorry, but I had to throw it off a little because I feel like it'd be too easy if I was just like, yeah, what did you not draw? So, but like I wanna delve into that a little bit, especially like the fan works, right? Like drawing for fun because you have a very professional lifestyle, like a professional experience, like you said, art director side, visual creative side. You work for a gaming company and you do a lot of their visuals and a lot of their branding. So how do you find that balance of just like, I'm just gonna do this for fun? Like.
Yeah. Uh, I think like personal projects have always been have been drivers of my career actually. Like a long time ago I did a lot of photography. My wife is a photographer, so like I kind of like slowly got away from that because I didn't want that competitive likeness
Mm-hmm.
to happen. And so like I did a project with my mom. It was called Mother Daughter, and it was a personal project because I was really um felt really sad and like uh uninspired at the time. And so
Right.
I started this project with my mom, and it was like a series of photographs where she wore my clothes and I wore my clothes and like I took a picture and put them side by side. It's actually on, I think it's on my Behance.
It is. It's really cool. I definitely
Oh, I,
encourage checking that out.
oh, it was my first project. It was my first project
Yes.
on Behance. And and so like for me, personal projects became this way. I also love sharing on the internet. Like I do love social media in the aspect of like sharing your story and your life. I think it's so fun. And like it was a way to like produce back then I didn't know it was called content, but produce
Yeah, yeah.
content and like show it with the world. And so like for me, personal projects are that. I do have like a secret one that I'm doing that I
Ooh.
might never show ever because I'm trying to like figure out like am I doing it? Like, what are my motives? And so it's something I work on every now and then. And it's like just a little personal exercise I do.
Yeah.
It has to do with drawing. That's not giving it away. It's a pretty vague topic. But so yeah, I love doing personal work. It's how I get all of that's up in here. So like when I'm like feeling down or like I need to get out all those ideas. So I write a lot of stuff in my notes app on my phone. And so I'll go back to that sometimes. And like, in fact, when we were trying to figure out something for this show, I was like,
Hmm.
I couldn't find anything in my notes app that I wanted to do that wasn't like super complicated. Um, but yeah, it's like a way of getting that out and kind of like freeing my brain of like these ideas and this stuff that excites me to like kind of create this sense of peace that I need. So like personal projects like help me find that peace. Whether it's like I'm like
Absolutely.
struggling in that personal project, like it's hard, even if it's hard, or like I'm like having to like play with discipline and like doing something multiple times. Um, there's something about that that creates this like sense of peace. And I think it's really lovely. And I think if you can find the time to do personal project, like don't don't like find the time, actually like
Yeah,
make the
just
time to
jump into it, right? Like
yeah.
have fun, make it fun. Don't stress yourself out over it. Monica saying Kara can do it all. A little muscle.
That's 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 my problem though. I'm like, I can do it all, and I'm like, I'm gonna learn to do this. I'm gonna learn to do that.
That's the
It's
fun
just
of creating though. I have to say like it's I don't know. I enjoy doing so many different things and spreading myself as thin as possible and just I don't know,
like,
having a good time with design. We have about 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left, so I want to go ahead and ask your last question. I think it's one of the most important, especially to your creative flow, your life, your design process, and it's actually involving something that you did for a company called Feed. um, it is this piece that was a tote bag. This is on your portfolio. And it's very colorful. It's very fun. But there's a phrase that I feel like
oh no.
resonates very well. And I'll give you the first word of this phrase. It's yes, blank, 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 blank.
It's not yes to all the love. Wait, yes to all. Wait, hold on. Now I'm like, wait, how many words is it?
Four.
Oh, it's four words.
Yeah. What you said was
Yes.
four. Just
Oh,
saying.
yes to all. Is it yes to all love or all the love? I don't know what to lock
Mm.
in.
To all love is three, just as a hint.
Oh, I'm gonna say yes to all the love.
You freaking nailed
Is
it.
that it?
That was
Okay,
it. It was it. Yeah. I love that work.
good.
I think that was like a pride uh specific design prompt, and I think that's something that is very close to your identity and close to your design and your life. Obviously that's something that you live more than that you're just creating. And I just wanted to again highlight that and kind of give you the space to talk about that project with the last couple of minutes that we have, and also like how that manifested.
Yeah, yeah. That was Feed is a really cool company. They think, and I could be totally wrong, but I think they give money to I think it's I'm either thinking box lunch because they give money to school lunches.
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
something, I don't think this one's specifically school lunches. Now I'm totally, let's going off on another thing. I loved working with them because they have this one specific bag that they do, this bag style that they do with artists, and it raises money for specific organizations. And at the time, this one particularly went towards an LGBTQ plus organization alongside of that big project. And I worked on, I had a lot of fun creating the concepts with them. So they wrote me and they were like, we want you to design this phrase. And so I built them like three different concepts, and that one was called the sticker concept. And so I designed a lot of stickers in the past for like Instagram and Facebook. Uh, um, and I think even it's not on my website, but Twitter.
Nice.
But so I wanted to create something that felt like you were putting stickers on your bag. So it was kind of like when you put stickers on your water bottle to like really like show what you believe in and who you are. And I thought it was really cool for either if you're in the part of the community or if you're an ally, you could wear this bag and like proclaim like what you believe and like help people feel safe and like and feel seen. And a lot of my work, especially my queer focus work, is to help people feel like they're not alone. And
Mm-hmm.
I actually have a project on my Behance. I didn't end up doing it. I might do this project later, but I called it like the known. It's just called known. And so it's like a project I was gonna do where I was gonna interview like artists in the LGBTQ plus community, um, and uh, like either talk with them about their experience with creating art or
Mm-hmm.
and it was kind of going to be like a podcast thing, but I haven't done podcast yet, so that's
Yeah.
coming down. Anyways, I love like creating this kind of art because like little me was terrified to wear rainbows or like even have anyone think that I could possibly be gay. And like what's really awesome is I'm able to now like fully just like I'm creating this art and I'm really hoping that um it it's not mine anymore when I like put it out in the world. It's like for everyone. Like it's for the people that don't feel like they're seen or loved.
Yeah.
And I like that about creating is like once it like leaves you, yes, it like has me in it, but like it's to help, like I'm hoping it moves people. I'm hoping it helps them like in some way.
You're fostering an environment and you're providing space for our for this work. Well, thank you so much for coming on. You did
Thank you.
amazing. I also want to go ahead and throw your points up on the end of the screen. You
What
got
is it?
7 points, which is pretty good. I'm not going to lie.
Woo!
7 points. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of Art Maxine. Thank you, Carra, for coming on. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Thank you.